Welcome back to the Lifestyle Rewind podcast. I'm holistic wellness coach Brandon D. Kramer, bringing you an off-grid mindset in an on-grid world. Today in the Rewind series, we are reopening a conversation that hits right at the foundation of human survival, but one that almost everyone takes for granted. We're talking about water. It's the one element on this planet you literally cannot live without for more than a few days. Yet, we've been conditioned by modern culture to treat it like a background commodity. Turn the faucet, fill a plastic cup, force down a gallon, check the box, move on. Lately, though, the narrative around water has flipped to the opposite extreme. Every time you open a feed, you're hit with terrifying headlines about tap water contamination, industrial runoff, microplastics, and skewed pH levels. People hear about plastic accumulation in human tissues and spiral straight into panic. I want to pause right here and change that narrative. Fear is just as corrosive to your biology as any toxin in the environment. We aren't here to live in a state of hypervigilance or treat everyday life like a chemical minefield. But we are here to respect how delicate water actually is. Look past the superficial numbers and understand how to bring living hydration back into your home without worrying about every little thing every time you drink a drop of water. For a long time, personally, I viewed water purely through the lens of volume. Back in my combat sports days, hydration was treated like a brute force math problem. It was all about sweating out water weight to hit a scale, then dumping gallons of plain fluid back in to my system to recover after hours and hours on the mats. I took that mindset even further when I did the 75 hard challenge years later, transforming my life and trying to lose weight and get back in my health. I drank the gallon a day. I was doing it. I was drinking as much as I could. And if you've ever done it, you know in a 75 hard that you have to drink that full gallon of plain water every single day, no exceptions. I was carrying around that massive jug, forcing down water from morning to night just to check off that box. And also because I came from the background that's what you did. You drink a gallon of water a day when you worked out and stuff. And it took years to learn, but I learned that the reality didn't match the theory. The more plain ice-cold water I forced myself to chug, the more drained I actually felt. I was running to the bathroom every 15 minutes, my stomach felt bloated and sloshing, and by 2 p.m., my brain was still heavy with fog. I was acting like a human funnel. Water in, water out, with nothing staying behind to actually nourish my cells. It wasn't until I really stepped away from the mainstream fitness rules and started remineralizing my water, which is mainstream, you hear about it a lot, but mineralizing with raw Celtic sea salt, serving it at room temperature because it's better on our kidneys, processes more, and tapping into living spring sources. Then everything flipped. The crazy part? Today I drink significantly less total volume, but I feel infinitely more hydrated, clear-headed, and energized. In nature, water never exists in an isolated, sterile vacuum. Natural spring water moves through deep earth layers, sweeps over mineral-dense rocks, picks up natural magnetic charges, holds a room temperature balance with the environment, and carries life. When you align your water with how nature built it, your body doesn't need a gallon a day to thrive. That's the exact human shift I want to walk you through today. When you look past a lot of the modern health advice, real hydration isn't about how much liquid you swallow. It's about whether that liquid can actually cross your cell membranes and drive biological life. Think about how your body works on a cellular level. Every single cell relies on an intricate balance of minerals and electrical charges. When you drink massive amounts of plain mineral-stripped municipal water, bottled water, you aren't actually hydrating your tissues. You're diluting your internal electrolyte concentration. Your body senses that sudden drop in blood chemistry and immediately signals your kidneys to dump that liquid as fast as possible. That's why you end up running to the bathroom constantly while your cells remain internally dry. That's where real whole food, high in minerals, and something like sea salt can change everything. When you take a pinch of raw, unrefined Celtic sea salt and dissolve it into your water, you aren't just adding flavor. You aren't just adding salt, now you're drinking salt water. Well, yes, you are. But there's more to it. You're returning over 80 essential trace minerals. Magnesium, which giant numbers in the population are deficient on, many of us, potassium, sodium, and trace earth elements in the exact balance your body recognizes. Those minerals act as biological keys, creating the electrical charge needed for your cells to pull that water deep inside. Work and flush out metabolic waste and feed your mitochondria. And to me, this kind of brings up a major point that modern fitness culture gets completely wrong: temperature and volume. Your stomach and gut environment operate around body temperature. When you dump a giant glass of ice cold water straight into an empty stomach, your digestive system takes a hit. The local blood vessels constrict, and your body has to spend its own metabolic energy just to warm that fluid up before it can even move it into the intestines. Shifting to room temperature water removes that shock, allowing your digestive tract to receive the liquid smoothly and without stress. We do also have to look at what's happening to the water supply itself without letting it drive us crazy. Modern testing confirms that single-use plastic bottles and municipal tap systems carry microplastics, chemical residues, and chlorine. But the point isn't to live in constant fear or panic if you have to drink out of a plastic bottle when you're away from home. Your body is a remarkably resilient, intelligent system built to handle environmental stress. The real goal is simply to protect your daily baseline while you're at home. When you store your drinking water in clean glass, stainless steel, or traditional copper vessels, you instantly eliminate your primary daily exposure to microplastics. Storing water in copper is an ancient practice that modern science is finally catching up to. Copper has natural antimicrobial properties that keep water pure, while infusing subtle trace copper ions that support joint tissue, immune function, and digestive health. It also puts the whole alkaline water trend into perspective. You don't need expensive machines that use electricity to force water into an artificially high pH level. Nature balances water naturally through contact with real earth minerals. When you combine natural spring water or filtered water with real minerals in traditional storage, you give your body water that is structured, changed, and genuinely alive. You don't need to overcomplicate your kitchen or buy thousands of dollars in high-tech equipment to drink real water. You can make this shift starting today with 3 simple steps. As always, on the Lifestyle Rewind podcast, I want to give you actions that you can take home and make changes and rewind your lifestyle. First, drop the gallon goal and ditch the ice. Stop treating hydration like a forced chore. Put down the ice cold jugs and shift toward drinking clean, room temperature water mindfully throughout the day when your body actually asks for it. Second, remineralize with Celtic sea salt. Keep a small jar of raw, unrefined Celtic sea salt on your counter. Add a tiny pinch to your room temperature glass, just enough so the water feels soft and smooth in your mouth and not super salty. And those nagging headaches you get, watch those go away with this little hack. Third, upgrade your daily vessel for your water. Swap out single-use plastic bottles on your desk or nightstand for a simple glass jar, a stainless steel flask, or a copper pitcher. It's a one-time change that protects your daily baseline and keeps your water clean. At the end of the day, living well isn't about chasing perfection or hiding from the modern world. It's about stripping away the artificial noise and bringing simple human rhythms back into your everyday home. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. If you want to keep building on these grounded daily resets, jump over, join the Lifestyle Rewind weekly newsletter. It's where I share simple notes, practical breakdowns, and real updates sent straight to your inbox. You can join through the link right in the description. Take a slow breath, pour yourself a smooth glass of water, mineralized, and give your body what it needs today. Until next time, unplug from the noise, stay grounded in what's real, and keep living with clarity. I'll talk to you soon.